All these years, that must have just stood for homosexual. He was trying to give us clues, wasn't he? He was trying to come out. What's your name? Or just call me H. It's not racist. Sucky. What? Delicate stuff, this. One false move and I'm Jim Davidson. Right. Relax, I know what I'm doing. It's the accent, isn't it? And I'm not very good at accents either. I'm trying to do Nelson Mandela. I'll give it a bit of dignity. He's sort of hot, isn't he? He says things like, honey, what are you burying in the garden? It's not right, it's fine, isn't it? It's an impression. People are very worried about that, aren't they? They go, is that racist? Can you say that? Well, we've taken the wrong way, particularly this year, because it's 200 years since the abolition of slavery, so awareness is heightened. But that wasn't the end of racism. It was still inherent in society as late as the 50s and 60s in England and America. And one incident sparked off the civil rights movement. A woman called Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat to a white person on a bus. It was the law, but she'd had enough. And she was arrested, but then that law was changed. But she didn't stop there. She started sitting in those seats meant for disabled people. Unbelievable. She talked to the driver when the bus was in motion. Did she always have the correct ready? Did she bollocks? Sucky. That's fine. I've forgotten the point of this. Sucky. Walk many miles to the well. That was all right. That wasn't too bad. Fuck off. 6 BAFTAs. It's actually 7. I've forgotten. Who's counting? I am. Sucky. Walk many miles to the well and fetch the water. Come back. That was Yorkshire. What the fuck are you doing? I don't know. Right. It's not worth it. Right. Oh, Suki, I'm really parched. Go to it well with it. Oh, Suki. Suki, my daughter. Walk many miles to the well. Suki. To the well. He's trying to be casual, like it's no big thing. He doesn't know anything wrong, eh? He's just a normal day. Suki, walk to the well, and fetch the water, and come back. Oh, fuck that. Why is it that word? Suki. Suki. Oh, fucking hell. Suki, walk to the well, and fetch water, and bring it back. So, whoa, shut up, that was right. Fucking hell. Oh, Jesus Christ. Right. Suki, walk to the well and fetch the water and bring it back to mash the grain. But father, I cannot walk to the well and fetch the water and bring it back to mash the grain. Suki, why can't you walk to the well and fetch the water and bring it back to mash the grain? Emmy. I told you it wasn't worth it. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, the funny side of famine. Cheers. I did charity work before I was famous. When I worked at the Students' Union, the University of London, one of the first big charities I got involved with was the Terence Higgins Trust, the big AIDS charity, and it was mid to late 80s, and people were like, this new thing called AIDS, what is... I mean, it's gone from strength now, it's doing brilliantly, it's gone global, doing very... So it got its own day and everything. 1st of December, World Day. I don't think it'll ever pick up like Christmas. We don't do anything in our house, there's no decorations. But I discovered something, still learning. The first HIV virus was a combination of 2 separate viruses that combined in rhesus monkeys and it made this rudimentary form of it. And it was fatal to them, but this was passed to chimpanzees. Sometimes chimps would get a bloodlust and eat a rhesus monkey. And it evolved and mutated in chimps. And because we're 98.6% genetically identical to a chimpanzee, it was able to be passed to humans. And the first human contracted AIDS when he was chopping up chimp meat and cut his finger. Although that's the excuse I'd have given. You'd have to come up with something, wouldn't you? You go to the go, oh, I feel terrible, Doc. Doctor goes, oh, I'm not surprised. You go, is it ME? Worse than ME. You wish you had ME. You shouldn't be laughing about it. He's got terrible news. No, terrible. You're the first human to contract AIDS. Is that bad? Can be. Still laugh. You shouldn't. How would that? 2 ways. What? You were fucking a chimp up the arse. Fucking a chimp up the arse? Me? No way. How else could I have got it? Oh, I don't know, you could have been chopping a chimp up, cut your finger, that one. Choppy, chimpy finger, one. I bet he went straight out to the jungle and found that chimp. You gave me AIDS. Oh, what? You gave me AIDS. No, I got AIDS from you. Well, where did I get AIDS from? From eating monkeys. I don't eat monkeys. You're either eating them or fucking them. I was eating them. That's how it happened. Always learning. Global warming. That's the big one. One they're trying to get celebrities to endorse. And it is the big one, I suppose. It's the end of the world. It can bring brilliant weather to England. Serious point, though, isn't it? How would you go in Yorkshire? He's had a lovely summer. He's playing cricket and barbecuing. And you go, it's all got to stop, Bob. All got to stop. You can't drive your car anymore. You can't use aerosols because you'll really stress out some Eskimo. He's not going to give a fuck, is he? Sorry, that's racist. Oh, sorry. I don't know what's come over me tonight. I'm really sorry. You can't say Eskimo anymore. They want to be called Inuits. So, I don't know who's complaining. You live in snow. Who's going, oh, Gervais called what? Oh, my blood's boiling. Which is a good thing here. No. The first Eskimos, Inuits, migrated from Asia across land masses that are no longer there, and they settled in the polar regions of northern Canada, Siberia, and Greenland. And when they got there, and the one in front went, this is all right, isn't it? Mm. Why didn't they want to go, what? Should we settle here? Forever? Are you serious? Yeah, why not? Because I'm fucking freezing. Let's walk in, let's find a tree. Fucking hell. But the scary statistic that I've heard about the erosion of this planet in recent years is that by 2030, there'll be no fish in the sea. According to a CNN report, best estimate, no fish by the year 2030. And I blame comic relief. Remember that stupid slogan they came up with? Give a man a fish, and he'll eat for a day. Give a man a fishing rod, and he'll go fucking mental, won't he? Another one. Give me that. Give him a fish, greedy bastard. Comic relief. Not a year goes by where Richard Curtis doesn't come and go, oh, Ricky, Africa's still the poorest place on the planet. It's riddled with AIDS and famine. It's war-torn. Would you like to go there? And no, it sounds fucking full. You're really not selling it to me, Richard. Once he's called me and it wasn't about that. He offered me a part in The Vicar of Dibley. And I said, tell me about this Africa trip again. Oh, she started it. It's not a disease. When I first got famous, I knew that if I put myself in the office as opposed to just stay behind the scenes, my life would change, but I wanted it was an upshot of what I did. Fame wasn't the driving force, that the work was, and I didn't want to be lumped in with those celebrities that do anything to become famous. Do you know what I mean? And I was very prickly about the whole subject, and one of the first interviews I did after The Office broke in about 2001, the journalist really rubbed me up the wrong way with this question. She said, so what advice would you give to anyone else who wants to become famous? And I went, I'd tell them to go out and kill a prostitute. Which I thought was a really clever answer. She looked at me like I was mental. And I didn't do this bit in Ipswich. A local paper called me from Ipswich and she went, are you worried about offending people? I went, well, yeah, because it's not the point of what I do. And she went, no, but the joke's about the Ipswich murder. I went, it's not a joke about the Ipswich murder. That's a true anecdote. I really said that to a journalist, and it happened 6 years before the Ipswich murders, which ruined her angle a little bit. And she actually went, oh, did you hear about the Ipswich murders? And that's what reminds you? I went, no. It's nothing to do with murder. It's a slight on fame. It's like going, well, if you just want to become famous, do something horrendous. That was... And I explained it to her, and she went, oh, well, thanks very much. So the next day, she went with the headline, Ricky Gervais apologises for sick joke. I thought, what are the rules? I've explained it to her, and she does these vox pops and this whole sort of string of Chinese whispers. Oh, that's racist. I'm so sorry about this. I don't know what's come over me. Suggesting that Chinese people can't whisper. Sorry about that. That would be a strange racial trait, wouldn't it? Bigots getting hold of that one, going, the trouble with the Chinese is they can't fucking whisper. What? They can't whisper? Of course they can. They can't. The Chinese cannot whisper. Watch this. Chang, whisper to me. Hello! Oh, for fuck's sake. Putting hero must be racist. Come on. On the same day, the Sun published a picture of Jade Goody with the caption, racist scum. They published a picture of that Chinese snooker player with the caption, pot noodle. But when the journalist said to me, oh, what advice would you want to become famous? And I go to prostitute, it's meaning, look, if you think that's all you care about, just being famous, you can do something terrible, if that's the aim. Serial killers want to become famous. The way it's going, where people do anything to be... I can imagine people at home now reading the paper going, this rapist is getting a lot of column inches. Do you know what I mean? Where will it end? Have you seen those adverts on telly for rape? Not adverts for rape, not... Starts 10 a.m, everyone must go. It's... It's two blokes, and one of them's bragging. He's going, yeah, got off with a lovely bird the other. We was kissing and cuddling, then it got a bit more serious, and I shoved her down onto the sofa, and he morphs, and he's in court. And the voice goes, if you don't get consent, you could go to prison for rape. What sort of society has to remind someone not to rape? Was there people going, just off out raping, man? Oh no, remember? Remember the advert? What? You can't rape. I can't what? You can't rape. I can't what? Whose idea was that campaign? Going, we got to remind them. Was there people in court with the judge going, why did you rape her? I forgot. You'd forget your head if it wasn't screwed on. Get out of here, you scamp. Have you heard those local radio ads on a similar subject? It's a quiet street, sound of stiletto heels, and a car goes, and he goes, need a lift, darling. And the voiceover goes, if you want to know the price of an illegal minicab, just ask a rape victim. Don't. Worst advice I've ever had. No, it really winds them up, because it brings back terrible memories. So, I don't want you to make the same mistake I did. I just burst into an incident, went, how much to Hounslow? And she went, ooh, really irresponsible advertising. Hit me at 30 miles an hour, and there's an 80% chance I'll live. Encouraging gambling. I like those odds, but don't. It's... Socrates said that fame is the perfume of heroic deeds. Fame is the perfume of heroic deeds. Well, it back then, there was no Heat magazine and Big Brother. You actually had to do something to become famous. You were a great scholar or a leader of men. And all the way through history, that was the case. 500 years ago, the most famous man on the planet was Leonardo da Vinci. All the great things he did. He was a painter. He was an inventor. Oh, go on, mate. Sorry. I can't do one-on-one. It's a big place. In a much smaller room, I'd still ignore you, cunt. Shush. Yeah, Leonardo da Vinci. It really annoys me when these people go, you know Leonardo da Vinci? Yeah, he invented the helicopter. No. Yeah. 500 years ago he invented the helicopter. No, he didn't invent the helicopter. Doing a sketch of something and going to fly isn't inventing anything. I think back then he'd have folded under questioning, so I go, wow, how should it fly exactly? Sir Isaac Newton, most famous man in his day because of all the great things he did. The laws of motion, discoverer of gravity. I was talking to Carl Pilkington. Yeah, he's a different sort of genius though. And we got onto science and stuff, and he was going, who's the best, who's this and that, and I said, well, I suppose Isaac Newton's generally considered the father of modern physics, and he went, what was so good about him? I went, wow, he did the laws of motion. I went, he discovered gravity. Carl went, what? I went, he discovered gravity. Carl went, it wasn't a problem. I went, what? He went, we weren't all floating about, were we? I went, no, listen. No, the story goes, Isaac Newton was sitting under a tree one day, and an apple hit him on the head, and went, why wasn't he at work? On the subject of fame, right? Did you see Celebrity Love Island last night when Bianca Gascoigne said her all-time hero was Callum Best? And we were talking about this the next day with Carl and my other friend Glyn, and Glyn went, Callum Best? But he's only famous because of who his dad was. And Carl went, yeah, but you could say the same about Jesus. Fucking hell. He's got a head like a fucking orange. Oh. But nowadays you can become famous for nothing, really. Being famous, you can just go on you can go on Big Brother and be famous. But for what? Well, Kinga, she's famous because in front of 56 cameras on national television, she shoved a wine up her vagina. What do her parents think? When the neighbours came round the next day, saw your Kinga on telly last night. Oh yeah, what was she up to? She was up to the fucking ball. Nadia, first transsexual winner. That record's safe, I think. She went there for slightly different reasons. Hers wasn't fame, per se. Hers was affirmation, really. She wanted to put it to herself and the rest of the world, and she didn't tell the other housemates she was born a man. She wanted to see if they believed she was a real woman, and they did, to be fair. I remember the blokes talking up behind her back one night, and they were going, that Nadia's a ugly woman. They spotted the jaw and the big hands. Do you know what I mean? It's always the giveaway, isn't it? You can have everything done. You can have all the plumbing done, electrolysis, paint your nails, and do hair, makeup, lovely shopping in Tesco's, whole loaves of bread. Hello. Hello. Fucking hell. You've done the difficult bit. Get smaller hands. Doesn't matter from Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? It's just like, what? They might be odd, but at least they're... Or maybe you get one and wait for that same person to re-offend. Leave your wallet lying around the town square. Like, oh, got it. Yeah. They still go with a hook out there, don't they? There must be something better than the hook in this day. Unless you're escaping from one old ship to another, there must be something better than the hook. You lose your hand, right? You go, what, have a hook? Carry shopping, that's it. I feel sorry for Captain Hook. Because he shouldn't be defined by his disability, should he? I mean, his surname wasn't Hook. If your surname was Hook, you lost a hand, you'd go anything but a hook. It's too obvious. Yeah, they went, we're calling Captain Hook. It's an insult. It's like calling Stephen Hawking's Dr. Chair. I think of the first sex change operation. Never been thought of, never been conceived of. You are what, that's it. And yet someone, one day, sitting there and went, I want to change. The doctor and went, Doc, yeah, got an idea. Go on, lose them, will you? Chop them off, pop on a fanny. What? Lose them, pop on a fanny, couple of tits won't hurt, what's the matter? What do you think? And the doctor went, all right. And you live as a woman for a year, you can't just go and have it done willy-nilly. You know, you have to think about it, and you come back after a year and go, I'm sure, I want it. I want the change. You're going to make me into... Yeah. Breasts? Yeah. Real breasts? Well, you won't have a... You know, be able to breastfeed or that. Vagina? Yeah. Real vagina? Well, again, it won't have a cervix. No. Take a cock, though, will it? What? It'll take a cock. Well, I'll just make it. I don't want to know what you do with it. So, yeah. No, it needs to take a fair old cock. Well, I'll leave some room, but I'll just make it. Don't tell me what you're going to do. Yours. It's, no, it's just that I love cocks. Do you? Well, yours will be in the bin in a minute. You can take it home with you. Do you think they'd take it home with them? I would. Pop it under the pillow for the knob fairy. That must be worth a bit, mustn't it? One of the traumas of becoming famous was owning your reputation. It's still the most important thing to anyone, whatever walk of life, in whatever status, whatever you do, owning your reputation. And those people did all that great work, then someone just started a terrible rumour about them. Like Richard Gere. Someone just said one day, he shoves gerbils up his arse. Why would he do that? He was in Pretty Woman. Leave the set, go home and go, oh, Julia Roberts is lovely, but I shove a gerbil on the arse. Why would he? And even if he did, how would we know about it? Wouldn't you keep that pretty close to your chest? What do you do? Sidle up to a journalist and go, keep this up? I like to shove gerbils up my arse. Nervous. Or did the pet shop man phone him and go, Richard Gere was just in here and bought a gerbil, so probably going to shove it up his arse? Can I have 100 quid? It's just, of course he doesn't shove gerbils up his arse. I know that, but these things go in. And I know that's rubbish. But if I was to meet him, if I was round his house, and I was going, oh, nice to meet you, and he had a gerbil, I'd double take. And he'd see me, he'd go, what? I go, nothing, just a gerbil. He'd go, yeah. I go, a pet. He'd go, exactly. I go, oh. But when he went to the kitchen, I'd have to check. Go, tea, yeah, milk, no sugar. And I'd creep over, I'd lift up the lid, get the little guy out. You'd have to check. That is the only way you can check, really, because they can't grasp your... It's the perfect crime, really. They can't, you know, they can't call us to ransom. He's touching me again, so... Do you remember the one about Mulman? Rushed to hospital with cramps. Gave him a stomach pump and found 10 different types of semen in his stomach. What doctor's this? I hope you feel better tomorrow. Let's have a look. One. That's a good... Who's counted the stomach sperm? Who's got... And the rumour that went with it, to sort of validate the story, was that Mark had just taken a lineup of sailors. Sailors were these. They get out of Portsmouth and go, oh... Gotta dance. Oh... Been at sea for 2 years, my bollocks have been, I need a woman. No, I don't. Here comes soft sell, that'll do fine. But you're always in the paper, but it's never that bad. The line that annoyed me even slightly was the Sun called up and said, oh, we know what house you've bought. I went, yeah. I said, we're going to show pictures of it tomorrow. I said, why are you going to do that? And they went, well, we're going to be nice about it. And I thought, well, they could have just done it, but they've warned me and, you know, keep them on side, and I've got a good relationship, I think. Oh, OK, I said, but... Don't say where it is and don't say how much it is. So I did it the next day. It's in Hampton and it cost £2.5 million. Which really annoyed me, because it cost £3.5 million. And when you put in for planning permission, you put in the swimming pool, put that in, that's public record. No one told me, so it just appeared in 2 papers the next day, right? But even though they had the same little bit of information, they embellished in completely different ways, right? And the first paper went with Gervais is in hot water with the neighbours, right? They fear my swimming pool's going to be so big, London's going to cave in, right? The second one went with Gervais is a splash with the neighbours. They love me, right? And this is an example I have to sort of like fill column inches and sort of make... It's quite sweet, really. Gervais forked out more than £2 million for the house in September. He is said to want to settle down with his girlfriend of 20 years, leaving the wild lifestyle behind him. Now... You're not to know this, but I am usually in my pyjamas by 6 p.m.